Hello. Today we're going to do a video called BTS Hardships. I think it's on all the negative drama that they went through and all the struggles. So we can learn a little bit more about them. Let's check it out. The settings. There is no success without hardship. Definitely. They still remain humble. Let's remain humble even after watching this video. Oh, I remember this. Straight away. Everyone has a different path. You can be a rapper in hip-hop, you can be a rapper in pop. You know, even the major hip-hop artists get makeup done. This is ridiculous. But you gotta understand, those guys are not famous people, and they're jealous and they're hating. They weren't uploaded on YouTube too short because they weren't popular. That happens a lot. They came from a small agency. That's a very big one. Battling depression, that's very common. It's very common for people who stay up late and write songs and do music. The concept, all these concepts are recycled. Everyone does one of these concepts. EXO did one of these, right? Ugly and untalented became something. I remember is needed and talented, yes. Why are they picking on J-Ho? He has star power. Really, they don't. You should see the other companies and what they do. That must be one smelly room. That happens in the beginning. Everyone uses their cars and whatever you can. Rudeness towards another group. That guy, he's in his own little world. Right. seriously doubt that they would do something like that. I have a good idea on who would do this. Concepts cannot be plagiarized because every group does the same concepts over and over. 표절 선언이다. Let me guess, it was the XL fans. Whoever made this video is really good at editing, actually.
아무것도 이룰 수 없을 것 같았다. 꿈, 열정, 노력은 아무 힘이 없는 것 같았다.
Those SM fan groups are no joke. And the thing is, it's coordinated with SM. You think it's just the fan clubs doing it? It's not. It's coming from SM, and they are prone to do these kind of attacks. Anything that threatens their position.
최근에 저희 할머니가 돌아가셨거든요. 제가 이 상황에서는 그 당시에 저한테는 14년간 부모님만큼 저를 키워주신 부모님 같은 존재였고, 저희 뮤직뱅크 첫 1위 할 때 기타도 불러 그때 저희 할머니가 4구제였어요. 49제. 그래서 처음으로 할머니한테 월급 한 번만 했어요.
Oh my god. Of course. 토니안 방송연도 Oh my god. I wonder if they can say that now. This is not a long time. Oh, okay, Mr. Bond. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Which results turned 17. 그 청와대? Like they would do that. It's XO, isn't it? This is only going to make them stronger, and it's brought them closer probably to within themselves, amongst themselves, and with the fans. We never gave up on this one. Oh wow. Okay. I know they're talking about EXO and their fans, whatever they're called. SM has a history of very aggressive fan clubs, and it starts with SM and their management and how they encourage this kind of stuff. YG and JYP, their fans are not as rampant. So I know it's one of SM's fan clubs, and they are diehards. But the thing is, you have to understand where EXO and BTS are within the industry. BTS is on a totally different level, especially now. They are on a world stage, doing songs with Steve Aoki, with Halsey, with Wale, with all the top artists of the world. EXO is not, and they never will be. It's not me hating on that group or their fans or whatever. SM, you have to understand what SM is. It's the first major entertainment company in Korea that created the idolization of music. And it's essentially a factory, and it's very corporatized. They have 1 million members in each group. And they do this because it works. If you put 10, 12, 15 members in one group, you're going to attract a lot of people because fans will gravitate toward at least one of the members in that group. So it's just a numbers game and finding that one star for each fan. But the thing is, SM has a problem, which is, this is gonna sound weird, but they're too Korean. And they can never break out of that shell. They're too rigid, they're too Korean, they're too made up. It's too plastic. It's not organically created. And they're always so micromanaged that, they're held in chains. And they never will be able to transfer to the Western music market. It transfers well to the Japanese or Chinese market because it's easier for them. But the culture is totally different in the US and in Europe and South America. They're so limited. And they've tried. I know they tried with Boa and Girls' Generation, and both times they flopped majorly. They just don't have the know-how, and they can't break out of their shell. They've been around for about 25 years now, I think, longer. It's just the culture is not there. It doesn't translate well, especially the music part. It's the first producer in SM. His name is Yu Young-jin. He's a very, very old singer. Maybe 20 years ago, he was doing R&B. He was one of the first R&B singers, and he was the top songwriter. And he would always pick singers that could sing in his style. One of the singers I remember was H.O.T. Kangta. And it all flowed from him all the way down, and it's still there, the remnants of his singing style. I think they teach that up till now. Even the newer songs, you can hear that old style within it. It's never international, it's not groundbreaking. They're still stuck in this weird mode. And it's with all those groups, SHINee, Super Junior, who else is there? All those groups, they had a similar sound, and they will never be able to break out of the mode. And they gotta stop making groups with like 15 people, really. Because you never get any real individuality unless you really just focus on that group. Good thing BTS only has 7 members, and that's even pushing it 7 members, because each member needs screen time and their own spotlight. If you have 12, 15 members, they will not get enough face time for fans to really find out who they are. And I think that was one of the biggest limits on Girls' Generation transferring over to the US market. Also, the 2 English speakers of Girls' Generation, Jessica and Tiffany, were not able to handle the media the way RM does with Savvy. I think they were a little too young. Tiffany's a native speaker. I'm sure Jessica is not. So Tiffany had to lead them and didn't do too well, I remember. I think now she's doing really well in the US by herself. But, you know, all these kind of things have to be managed by the company. You have to have a plan, a media plan, if you want to expand into the US market. And they don't have that know-how. They're experts in Korea. They're experts in Japan. An SM group will always have success in Japan. They always will, because they like that Japanese sound, which is very different from the US sound. YG has a very good potential to break in to the international market. JYP, I don't think so. It's a little too cute and too fluffy, which is his music style, and he likes to keep it cute. But YG, you know, they're a little more rough and edgy and willing to take risks, but they really need to get their stuff together, because there's a big management problem right now controlling those artists who are just, not even just the artists, the whole staff, producers, singers, songwriters, stylists, designers, all of them. There are just way too out of control right now, partying too hard, doing drugs, sex, and they really got to keep it together. I mean, they are at a time where their whole company can flop, because they're not being able to handle or manage their talent right now. But after a big hit, they have the most potential to succeed in the US. And I'd like to see that, actually. I respect that company a lot, and I respect YG a lot. Although he's not the top manager, his brother is. Yang Jin-suk, He handles the business affairs of that company. And I think YG is only the creative director or something like that. And there's also one thing I wanted to speak to you about. When I first started reacting, I got a lot of hate because they didn't know what I was about. I would point out mistakes or, negative things, and I got a lot of negative comments. And that is very, very similar to what BTS faced. As ARMYs, you should be proud of BTS and where they are. I mean, they're at the top of the music world in terms of pop bands. And you don't have to be so defensive and attack people just for an unbiased opinion. But that's very similar to what BTS had to endure, and I sure hope at least the ARMY would understand that, considering what they've gone through, to be respectful and not hate others, and respect others, other groups, other fans, and keep that in perspective. Yeah. Okay, guys. Bye.